Fever superstar Caitlin Clark again throws shot at WNBA referees. The Indiana Fever are trying to stay alive in the WNBA playoff race. Unfortunately, they remain without superstar Caitlin Clark on the court. She has been dealing with a groin injury that has kept her out for quite some time. Even more unfortunate for the Fever has been the lack of any kind of return timetable. No one knows when Clark will be able to get back on the court. As of right now, Indiana holds a 17-14 record. Following a clutch 5-game winning streak, the Fever have lost their last 2 games. It's clear that they are missing Clark's scoring and playmaking ability in a big way. Recently, Clark made an appearance with Sue Bird on the Bird's Eye View podcast. She talked about a variety of different topics. When Bird asked her about coaching up her teammates from the sideline, Clark took the opportunity and fired some subtle shade at WNBA officials. "More so coaching the refs," she said. "I would make a good ref. I wouldn't miss a call." Clark has had her run-ins with WNBA referees throughout her first 2 seasons. She has also received more than her fair share of hard fouls and cheap shots. Throughout her second WNBA season, Clark has only been able to play in 13 out of the 31 games Indiana has played. When she has been on the court, Clark's production has taken a hit by dealing with the nagging injuries she has been forced to play through. In her 13 games played, Clark has averaged 16.5 points per game to go along with 8.8 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1.6 steals, while also shooting 36.7% from the floor and knocking down 27.9% from the three-point line. ESPN's injury report has had a suggested return date for Clark listed as August 12 against the Dallas Wings. With that date just a few days away and no positive updates being shared about her, that might not be realistic. Hopefully, some good news will come out about Clark in the near future. Until then, the Fever will have to simply tread water and try to stay within striking distance of the playoffs. During that time, Clark will continue being the team's biggest cheerleader from the sideline. Make sure to follow Newsweek Sports for all Indiana Fever and WNBA news and updates. It was the 4th quarter. The game was on the line. The crowd was roaring inside the arena, hanging on every dribble, every step, every whistle, or lack thereof. And once again, Caitlin Clark had something to say. After a tough 78-75 loss against a top-seeded opponent, the Indiana Fever's rising superstar didn't mince words when asked about the officiating. "I don't want to make it about the refs," Clark said, pausing just long enough for reporters to raise their eyebrows. "But I think at some point, consistency has to matter. If we're going to play physical, let's play physical both ways." It wasn't the first time she had spoken out. And it likely won't be the last. A voice getting louder. Caitlin Clark is known for her court vision, her deep-range three-pointers, and her ability to electrify a crowd in seconds. But lately, she's also become known for another trait: her willingness to speak up about the standard of officiating in the WNBA. Some call it bold. Some call it risky. But for Clark, it's about respect. For herself, for the game, and for the fans who show up in droves to watch her play. "There are nights when it feels like we're playing 5-on-8, she said in a post-game interview earlier this season. "And I know refs have a tough job, but when I'm getting knocked to the floor every other possession and there's no whistle, it's hard not to say something." The rookie treatment? Clark's transition into the WNBA hasn't been smooth sailing. As arguably the most anticipated rookie in league history, she arrived with a spotlight hotter than most veterans ever experience. Every move, every play, every foul, scrutinized in real time. And the physicality? Relentless. Opponents have not been shy about getting in her face, bumping her on drives, chasing her off the three-point line, and challenging her toughness every game. Some call it the rookie treatment. Others say it's targeted aggression. Clark, never one to back down, has taken most of it in stride. But she's not afraid to point out when the officials seem to be swallowing their whistles. "People want to see good basketball," she said after another bruising loss. "They want to see fair basketball." Between passion and perception. Not everyone agrees with Clark's public comments. Critics argue that airing grievances about officiating can come off as whining or deflection. They point out that many stars in the WNBA, past and present, have endured worse without speaking out. But that's not how Clark sees it. "This league is growing," she explained in a recent interview. "We're getting more attention, more fans, more investment. That means the standard has to rise across the board, including officiating." Her comments have sparked debate across sports talk shows and social media platforms. Some fans applaud her honesty and see her as a much-needed voice for player accountability. Others question whether a rookie should be criticizing referees so openly. But love her or not, Caitlin Clark is making people pay attention, and that in itself is changing the conversation. Not just about the whistles. At the heart of Clark's frustration isn't just foul calls. It's about safety. It's about consistency. And it's about what kind of game the WNBA wants to be known for. "There's physical and then there's dangerous," Clark said. "When I get hit in the face on a drive and nothing is called, that's not just frustrating, it's reckless." And while her comments may come with backlash, they've also led to discussions behind the scenes. League officials have quietly acknowledged that the game's physicality has ramped up, and that they're reviewing how to better support player safety while allowing competitive play. The price of speaking up. Clark knows speaking out has consequences. She's already received warnings and fines for criticizing officials. Some teams are even more motivated to shut her down when she's vocal, on and off the court. But if there's one thing we've learned about Caitlin Clark, it's that she's not easily intimidated. "I'm not trying to make enemies," she said with a slight smile. "I just want to compete, and I want to do it in a league that holds itself to the highest standards. If that makes people uncomfortable, then maybe it's a conversation we needed to have." The bigger picture. For all the noise, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark's voice matters. She represents a new era of athlete, one that blends elite talent with fearless advocacy. She's not just playing the game. She's challenging it, elevating it, questioning it, and in many ways, protecting it. Her criticism of WNBA referees isn't just about missed calls. It's about pushing the league to match the excellence its players bring every night. It's about refusing to accept the status quo just because it's always been that way. It's about the future. Final buzzer. In a league striving to grow, moments of discomfort are often signs of change. Caitlin Clark's public shots at officiating might ruffle feathers, but they also spark necessary conversations. As the season rolls on, fans, referees, and fellow players alike will be watching, not just for her signature logo threes or lightning-fast passes, but for what she says next. Because whether you agree with her or not, Caitlin Clark is making it clear. She's not just here to play basketball. She's here to shape it.